Good morning, everyone. I'm Lola Rist with LolaRist.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I need to get my Facebook up here. So if you'll kind of give me a minute, it takes a few seconds for it to get into everybody's news feeds. So let's see where I'm at. I haven't done this for almost 3 weeks because we've been gone. And all of a sudden, it's like, do I even remember? So give me a second. I'm actually a couple of minutes early too. Hey, Tina. I came on early because Tina, I said I hadn't done this for a while. I was afraid I'd forget how to do it. Oakland, are you there? If you're there, Oakland, hello, honey. Okay, so now I got to get my Facebook right on my computer screen. See all profiles. There it is. Okay. Okay, good morning, Arla. Nice to have you with us, too. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me see if I've got it up on my... Yep, there it is. Okay. Okay. There we go. And we are good. Okay, guys. So it's been a while. It's been a hectic... Someone said, my gosh, do you realize you went from the East Coast to almost the whole West Coast? Because we went from Orlando, which of course is not on the East Coast, but then all the way over to Phoenix, which was way over there. A lot of miles, but we're glad to be home. Hi, Doris. Nice to have you watching us too. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this for a while. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing and I can kind of see that I'm not mixing something up here. So hi, Marie. Nice to have you with us. I'm going to turn this around. Let me get it all straight. I can't handle it when it's crooked. There we go. Okay. All right. For some reason, I'm not getting all of my messages. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Narcy. Nice to have you with us. I know that some of you have been here and I haven't got anything, but that's okay. My computer's been kind of acting weird too, so I need my son to come over and help me. All right, so we are going to make a new card today, but first we're going to play with some new product. There is a new product coming out the 1st of March. It's called the Irresistible Blooms. Now, let me explain to you how Stampin' Up! Is doing their new products in 2023. In the past, when we have done it, morning, Doris, they have brought things out for demonstrators to pull 1 month, and then the next month, everything that was new is available, but it's only available for the 1 month. So if you were around back in the fall, they had, in September, they brought out like 6 stamping die sets. The stamp sets were already out, but then they brought out matching die sets and they were only available for 1 month and then they were gone. And that's been a lot of problems for people because, my gosh, you barely get it. And you know, sometimes it takes 10 days to get your order in and then all of a sudden it's out and gone. So they've changed it up this year and I think this will be for the best. Good morning, Jamie and Patricia. So 3 times a year, they are going to be rolling out a new product, and it's going to be while supplies last. And that means that if it lasts for 3 weeks or if it lasts for 6 months, it's available. The only thing is it will not be available on in the catalogs. Okay, so these are called online specials. Your Stampin' Up! Demonstrators will have the brochure, and I'll be posting it on my website. But the premise is you don't have this urgency that it has to be done this month or it disappears, okay? Now, if once it's gone, it's gone. But if some of it is left around for 3, 6, 4 months, it's okay. So I think this will be for the best. So this is one of the first things they're going to put out. They're going to put out something called the Irresistible Blooms, and it is a suite. It's a suite of paper, embellishments, a stamp set, and a set of dies, okay? Now, one thing you need to be very careful on, when you look at the brochure, the suite is there, but there are 3 other pieces. I think there's 3 more things that are also coming out with the new product that are not part of the suite. So when you order the suite, if you place the suite number, this is what you get. You do not get everything that's on the flyer. The flyer has, there's another special metallic paper. There is an alphabet letter stamp set. And there are 3 really cool embossing folders that are all put together in one bundle. You get all 3 at one. So this is what we're going to work with today. Irresistible Blooms. Right after they put this out for the demonstrators, someone said, have you looked at the papers that are in it? Because on the back, you know how they always give you a list of the papers. Well, they gave us some information that we didn't know. Here's the papers: Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. Now, if you have not been in Stampin' Up for more than a year or 2, you're not going to recognize 2 of those names. But 2 of them are fine. They are retired ink colors: Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And for them to be bringing this back, that probably tells us that probably 99% sure that we're going to have a color refresh. Meaning they're going to take the collections of colors, the subtles, the regals, the neutrals, and the brights, and they're going to do some shifting. They're going to take out some colors that maybe are not so trendy now, or maybe not so popular, and they're just going to stick in a few new colors. It might be 3 or 4. It might be more than that. We don't know. But that means for them to bring these out, Pretty Peacock back and Lost Lagoon, they've been retired for a while, so that's got to mean that they're coming back. So let's look at the blue greens that we have. So I went on ahead and I grabbed all of our greens, and I've got my light here bright enough. I think we should be able to see. Good. I did not grab like Granny Apple Green and Garden Green and Mossy Meadow and all that, because those are real green. These are more bluish shades, okay? So this is Soft Seafoam. And then this one here is Mint Macaron. Let me get it back over here so I'm in the computer there, okay? Then I went and grabbed a couple that are going out in next month. This one here is Soft Succulent, but I will tell you that I remember the last time they did a color refresh, they took an ink color and they turned it into a new color in the color family. So who knows? It's probably going out, but who knows? Okay. So we've got Soft Seafoam, Mint Macaron, Soft Succulent, and this one here is Lost Lagoon. And I wish I had a bigger piece of paper with me, but I don't see one laying out anywhere. Okay, so we'll go up here with it. And then we have Pretty Peacock. I love Pretty Peacock too. Patricia's one of my favorites. It was one of my all-time favorites, and I just hated to lose that. Good morning, Chris. And then we have Evening Evergreen. And I think that one doesn't even fit. I'm taking it out. So there's kind of the color spectrum that we have currently. And then when you bring back Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, they work well together. I liked Lost Lagoon and Mint Macaron. It was kind of an off shade, but I really like that too. I thought that was a pretty combination. Okay, so that's what we got. All right, so let me get rid of these. Let me get rid of this, and let's look at the paper, because all I did was open it, and I pulled out some paper to cut on, and I haven't even yanked it out to study it. So we're going to study it now. All right, so we're going to start with one of these that hasn't been cut up. So there's this one. I love that piece. Beautiful. And the dies do cut the flowers of this piece. I don't know if it's this one or the other one. Let me see if I can get it turned around right. I bet it's the other piece. There's another one in there. Okay, so that one didn't work. Okay, so I was wrong. Let's keep going, because I think it does work on some of them. All right, so then this piece is the backside. Looks like rainbow sherbet to me. This is one I'm using today. I love that one. And the reverse is this one. Then we have this piece here, which kind of emulates the die that we have here. And I haven't even taken this die out. I don't know if this die is, if it cuts everything out or it cuts it into the cardstock and leaves it in the cardstock. So if you cut it down, will it come completely out, or does it leave all of the holes here? I haven't looked. Anybody played with it yet? Chris, have you used it? Okay, so then the back side is another sherbet kind. Let's keep going. All right, so then we go to this one. Ooh, it's pretty. That one there. And when we turn it over, we have this one. Okay, here's the one that cuts the flowers. I had the wrong sheet earlier. So you have a die here that will cut this flower. You have a die here. That will cut the smaller flower. I love it when their papers will cut some of the stuff in the paper. The dies work that way. Here's another one that cuts that little vein 3-leafed image. I like it because it just makes card making faster. It does. It just makes your stuff move faster if you don't have to cut and stamp all of it. It completely can't, Chris thinks it completely comes out. So I don't know, I'll have to check on that a little more too. So then on the back side, another sherbet. They like their sherbets. All right, so let's keep going. I got to find where I stopped. Right there. Okay, so here's this one that's got the Daffodil Delight in it. And the sherbet. Lemon and pistachio. This is pretty. Kind of rainbow, very subtle. And then when you turn it over, you get this piece, and I think that's a beautiful piece. Okay, keep going. Here's another leafed pattern. I'm gonna move it over. And then we turn it over, we get splotches. We get little, like pistachio, soft sea foam with white dots. Then we have this one here, which is beautiful. And when we turn it over, we get the same thing that we had over here, I believe, on one of these, with the lines up and down like the die. Still not done. Here's this one, which is flowers that will cut out of the die, but it's got the softer colors petal pink and the daffodil more than the other one that had flirty flamingo. And then when you turn it over, you have a diagonal one. I think there's two more, people. This one. And we turn it over, we get splotches, dark splotches. Which I got to where I really like those kind of splotchy papers. Okay? And then you have this one. And when you turn it over, you have the checks. Not the diagonal, the checks. Now, if we go back to this one, it also cuts out leaves that are in the dies. So like there's a cluster of 3 leaves. That will cut this one. And then you have a cluster of 2. That will cut it. And then we have that little piece here that I've already shown you. That it will cut all 3 of those at one time. So it's good to know that you can use the paper and that, and you don't even have to have the flowered stamp sets. You can still use the flowers that's in the paper to get all of the images. So, all right, so I don't know that I can do this, but if I turn this over, let's see if I can do it. There's all your pieces on the back side that's not sherbety, okay? So a really pretty package of paper. That one, I would not wait too long on that. Usually papers go out faster than anything else. So then you have the greeting here on this. It says, I like you. I couldn't be happier to have you as a friend. Hooray, it's your day. Hello and thank you. And I love the little flicks. I was always one of those kids that did all that stuff when I shouldn't have. And the teachers would say, don't do that on your papers. All right, so let's get to work. So this may be rough today, guys. I haven't crafted for a while on Facebook. So we shall see how I do. Try to even this up a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're going to start, and we're going to do another pop-up. I had done one Valentine's with the masculine one where the whole section popped up, and it popped up from the left side over so it could stand up. I don't have one of those with me right now. But this one here is one that I saw online where it pops completely up. The whole mechanism in the front is completely pops up. And it works the same way. And I thought this would be a pretty one to try just because, you know, something different. All right, so we're going to start with a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. Don't worry about writing your I can't see that. Don't worry about writing down your measurements because I will put that on my blog with a PDF. Okay. And then we're going to take one that is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. And this is going to get, the whole thing is going to get scored like in about 8 times. So I'm going to score at 1/2. And then I'm going to score in increments of 3/4. So this one will be 1 1/4. The next one will be at 2. And the next one will be at 2 3/4. Okay. So 1/2. 1 1/4, 2, and 2 3/4. Now I go to this end, and I'm going to go to 6 3/4, 7 1/2, 8 1/4, and 9. Okay. All right, so we can get rid of this. And it dawned on me that I don't have a bone folder here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll take one of these blocks instead. All right, and I'm gonna score it and I'm gonna fold it. I've already scored it, so now I'm gonna fold it. And I'm gonna fold everything like this to the back. Chris, I'm using one of your secrets, okay? And so it will make a box like so, okay? We're gonna do the same thing over here. All right. Hope it works. I kind of was trying to do it in my head and playing with one over to the side, and it worked, so I hope it works. It worked in my head anyway, put it that way. All right, so now to get it to stand up, I'm gonna have to use tear and tape. And I'm gonna put tear and tape on these little 1/2 inches. Johnny, you're here. Nice to have you. I said, Jonna, that this was another type of a pop-up, but it's gonna be a pop-up in the middle, freestanding. I thought this would be a good one for me to come back on since that was the way I ended it. I'm gonna start with that. But it's not the same. You'll see, it all stands up in the middle instead. Okay. So rub your tape and then using a paper piercing tool or your, oops, that didn't work. Your, take a pick tool, and I'm gonna put another piece of tape right there. Let's see if I can get that one to release better. There we go. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna fold it all the way back like this, and I'm gonna go down and pray that I'm doing this right. Ta-da! Okay. See what I mean? All right, so let's do the same thing over here. Okay. All right. So when I go to put this on the front, it will stand like that. Okay? And because I want to make sure I don't mess up, I'm gonna put the tear and tape right now where it needs to be. Yep, it's this one right here. This is the part that I was afraid I'd miss, okay? And I'm not positive I haven't got it right yet. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna set that aside for now. So we're gonna take our card that we scored in half, and this is gonna be a landscape card, okay? I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna stamp just a few leaves on it. And it just so happens that I have my pretty peacock ink pad. And, oh, I'm gonna turn it over. I got a spot and we'll turn it over now and be done. I have my pretty peacock ink pad. And I had my ink re-inker. I did not let everything go when I sell things. On occasion, I keep things. So I was like, oh, awesome. Okay. So we're gonna put this on the inside of the card, and then I can just write my greeting. Using the snail, not the snail, the Stampin' seal, trying to change over, trying to adjust anyway. Not sold yet, but I'm getting there, okay? All right, and then I'm gonna take another white piece and I'm gonna put it in the front, like so. Sometimes my seal doesn't move. I don't know if I've got to do some learning on it. All of things like that have learning curves, so All right, there's that one. And then this is my other piece that I'm gonna put here. And I really hate that I use this one just because it's such a beautiful piece and most of it's gonna be covered, but anyhow, I'm gonna use it anyway because I already pre-cut it. So I'm just gonna use it and be done. I tried to figure out a way that I could get by without using a whole piece. Believe me, I was trying to be frugal, but all right. Okay, so there's the front of the card. All right, so I took this piece here, and we're gonna do this like so. So let's go on ahead and get this in. Pull this off. And I'm gonna pull both of them. And I'm gonna line it all the way up onto the card itself. All the way to the edge so that it will lay flat in an envelope. And then I'll just set this one right down too. And there it goes. So see how it's gonna go, guys? It's gonna be freestanding like that. Okay. All right, let's finish up our card and we're done. So I'm gonna take this white piece, and this is one of the dies that is in the die set. And I noticed that some people have actually been cutting it out. So what they're doing is they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, must be 6 different places where it's actually attached to the background. And they're snipping it, and then they are trimming around it to make it rounded. I hope that makes sense. So I'm not gonna do that here. And I also have a tendency, I am pretty fast at moving through things. So I have a tendency, sometimes I think our paper stretches. This one is not too bad. I did another one. I thought it looked like it had a little more give to it, where some of these little spots are a little bit popped up. So I'm gonna throw some glue dots under there. But first I'm gonna try to get this down as best I can. Probably would have been better to use some glue. Hard to say, but we'll get it done. So let's make sure we got some on this corner here. Okay. It is not a perfect square. It is, I'll have to measure for you. It was, the DSP is 3 3/4 by 4. Okay, so it's not a perfect square, but it kind of gives you that feeling at first when you look at it, you think, oh my gosh, but it will not work. So I'm going to take glue dots. I'm just going to slide a glue dot under a few, just 3 or 4 of these little holes, these little dotsy things, just to keep them in place. Okay, there's one, maybe one up there. It probably would be fine, but don't take a chance because I don't want it to tear when it comes out of the envelope. So, slide under here. Okay. One more. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. So let's come back, and with our greeting, we're going to say, hooray, it's your day, and pray that I've got it not so inky that it makes a mess. Good. Yay. All right. Let that dry just a hair. I I inked it up. It did have a little bit of some of that, oh, you know, the stuff that kind of fungi looking, you know, looks like a little fungus or something growing on our blackberry beauty, and mango melody is bad for me. Any of those, this one kind of had it, but I hadn't used it for a while either, so I wasn't sure. All right, I'm gonna lay it flat just so that I can get this positioned. And I did it upside down. How many of you saw that? Jonna, did you catch that? Just a minute. Let's see if I can pull it. Perfect. All right, now we go. Okay. So there's our card. Hooray, it's your day. It's kind of bland. So let's dress it up a little bit. I took some of the leaves and I just die cut them out. They have more of the mint macaron soft sea foam, but they all work together, okay? So I'm gonna go on ahead and put the leaves on. I'm just gonna set them off to the side, like so. Okay, and then we're gonna come back with this set of these embellishments. I haven't used them. So I'm gonna have to come back and put a few glue dots down. These are not adhesive back. I love when they give us the adhesive on it. It just makes life so much easier. But these are not. So I'm just gonna have to pull up a glue dot and put it down where I want it to be. And then, oh, it came on my finger. It didn't go where I wanted it to be. All right. And then I'm gonna take this, and I'm trying to use my take and pick. And I'm gonna come down, put that right there, and do a glue dot again. And another one. Couple more and we're done. We can use this piece. And all right. Is that about it? Maybe a little one. And we're done. And that's my card today, guys. I think that's beautiful. I do like monochromatic cards. So I think that's a beautiful card. And there it is, freestanding. And yet when you open it, you have your greeting on the inside. You could put a bigger greeting if you wanted to. I like the white underneath that to really make it pop. At first, I started with Lost Lagoon. I really did. I had Lost Lagoon under there, and I decided I wanted to pop it more, so I put the white. We could even do it. Let's do, I want to do another embellishment here. Let's put one right here. And we turn this over. Ha ha! They don't want to turn over. There we go. Yeah. All right, there's my card, guys. All done. I hope you liked it. Thank you for being with me today. Today is the last day to sign up for our virtual retreat, March 4th. We are already starting to cut cardstock and stuff, but we added a few extras in case. So we still have 2 or 3 extra spots that I know we can easily do without having to repeat anything. And it will be done as a Facebook Live group page so that even though you're not with us, you can still complete all of the make and takes at home, and you'll get everything included in the kit, all of the goodie bag, the $25 goodie bag of stuff. You'll get your 10 make and takes. You'll have 2 or 3 little presents from us, and you'll have a good time. So anyhow, thank you for being with me. God bless. Go on lolarisk.com, and I will type up here in just a few minutes. I'll have my PDF ready to go. All right. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.